Warning, it's time for a wedding shower. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the SCN on TV podcast for Supergirl, Season 3, Episode 3, Far From the Tree. I'm your host, Dom. Joining me is Nikki and Rachel.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's not. And I'm...
It's not going?
It's not going.
Things are falling. Apparently.
Gotcha. So, what'd you guys think of this episode?
I liked it. I mean, there's a lot of family.
A lot of family. I mean, far from the tree kind of implies, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, meaning kids and their parents, but I was not expecting the level in which we got that,
Yeah, all the family.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. Except Kara's.
Well, except for Kara's and except for Samantha. We didn't get anything from Samantha and her kid, aka Rain. Like, they were completely missing this episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I expected this episode to be going primarily,
I mean, they could have done a whole, bring Superman in, and they could have had this, day. I mean, that would have been a lot of family, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We already had Thanksgiving last year, and that was pretty hectic. But Thanksgiving's coming up again soon, so I'd be surprised if we didn't get Superman back for at least 1 or 2 episodes this season.
I feel like they're going to do a different holiday show.
Christmas!
Episode at Christmas.
I hope so. So.
We don't get Christmas episodes very often on any show.
So,
because they're usually on hiatus.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
American Horror Story, we get Christmas sometimes. Season 1, we got Christmas.
Yes.
But, yeah. And Flash, we got Christmas last year, too. But, wedding shower. What'd you guys think of Maggie and Alex's wedding shower?
It looked like a typical wedding shower to me.
I was going to say, are you sure it was theirs? It was Eliza's doing.
No, it was all Eliza.
It was all Eliza. She was like, I'm doing it all.
Bridal bingo.
And
I went to one of those, what are they, the Jack and Jill bridal shower one, where for actually it was my father. My father got remarried, and they played bridal bingo and all that kind of stuff there, and I was just like, oh god, this is what this is.
When every wedding shower I've been to, it's kind of like a baby shower where kind of men were prohibited; they weren't allowed to come, and it was just like gifts for the bride. That's it. There was no combo, wombo, bingo bullshit.
Well, usually,
none of that.
The guys don't want anything to do with that.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, I didn't really have one per se, which is really weird. But my sister did. I helped my sister on hers, and we did a Hawaiian theme. And then the next night we had her bachelorette party.
Yeah. Ashley says Jack and Jill. It's where you have both male and female at the. It's like a combination bride and groom kind of.
They're doing it more too with baby showers too.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a baby shower, that particular one, but yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it more with baby showers and because most couples like to do them together, which is fine. It's less money, and then it's one and done kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like Maggie doesn't have any pictures, childhood pictures, and we start learning a bit, into her father, and she tells the story for the first time. Even Alex hears it for the first time when Eliza asked, and she explained how her parents really did not approve of her gay lifestyle, and they dropped her off at her aunt's house, and basically said that it shamed them. And,
you dishonored my family.
Yeah. So.
I feel like it's mostly the dad.
I
don't
see, and the funny thing is, when we first met the father, and he's coming down, and he's sitting there, and he's talking to Maggie, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been following your cases. How did you solve this cold case file that went unsolved for 15 years?" And she's just like, oh, I remembered what you taught me, the keys and the mundane and all that. And I'm like, this really seems like it's not the father. It seems like it was the mother. And I almost thought for a second that Maggie was fabricating this story. Like, that's the impression I got. I thought, like, Maggie's lying about this story, that her parents aren't disapproving, whatever. I didn't know what was going on. And then when her father showed up for the bridal shower, he throws a picture of Maggie, on the board, because he's like, oh, you don't have a picture up there? So I'm really sitting there going, okay, something doesn't add up here. Something's not right. And then as soon as Alex and Maggie kissed, he ran out. And I was just like,
no,
okay, I see what's
shady.
up now.
He was acting weird from the moment he stepped off that bus.
It wasn't even that it just his face was shady. Like,
yeah, he just was acting weird. I'm like, no, something's off.
He had this this crink in his his mouth, and he was always
nervous.
His eyebrow was always higher than the other. He always looking side to side, he's
the Rock.
I don't know. He was just really awkward.
It was really awkward. It was kind of cringeworthy, actually, watching when he was like, oh my God. It's like, you can tell he's trying, but inside he's just like, no.
I just thought he was playing it off as, things are awkward. I haven't seen my daughter in forever, that's how I took it. And, because I'm sitting there going, Maggie was lying this whole time,
No, I didn't think that she was lying.
And apparently Maggie's name
dad,
is... I was going to say, apparently... Maggie's name is Margarita?
No, Dom. That is a term of endearment from a Spanish father or a parent. Come on now.
I was going to say, is Alex about to drink her?
God.
I'm done with you.
I'm kidding, I know that. So, but yeah, I don't know. It was just...
I understand the whole Spanish or Hispanic honor thing. I grew up with a lot of Hispanics around and stuff, so I understand that. And they are as much as they love their kids, they're it's almost like they are the hardest on their kids.
I mean,
yeah.
Even and it sounds like, well, from his point, he is like a first generation. He came over here and he had to work so hard. And then, and he's putting all that hope all the promise of a new generation, the promise of a new life, all on their kids. And that's just a heavy burden for the kids to bear. And it's horrible. I think it's kind of bad in a sense, putting all that on my kid. And then when they do something you don't like, you're dishonoring our family and our cows or whatnot.
Yeah, he went off on the whole spiel about how people don't accept that. He wasn't accepted. All he wanted was for his daughter to be accepted, and now that she's chosen, which is not the case, a gay lifestyle, that brings more dishonor and shame and. Still the whole being left out. She's like, no, people accept me. She didn't say this, but I'm sitting there going, literally the only person not being accepting is you. You're being a hypocrite,
Yep. I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, that he worked so hard to make their life easier, and then this happens, and he's thinking that she's choosing it to be probably obstinate, to be against him, to make him feel, she's choosing it to get back at him for some reason. That's what he's probably thinking.
Yeah,
also part of the reason is he does want his family to go on, and I think automatically he goes to this is not the case with Maggie is different, but he's looking at Maggie and said, "Oh, you're a lesbian. I'm never getting any grandchildren from you. My family's never going to be extended anymore. It stops with you because you've made this choice." Well, no. Even if it were a choice, it's none of his fucking business. And yeah, Maggie, because of her past, she's saying it's not because of her past, but
oh, come on,
it has a lot to do with her choice not to have children.
Yes, it does. It's a very big thing.
I mean, it does.
Whether she wants to believe it or not.
Well, Maggie still pushes, that she doesn't want kids. And she's like, it's not because of how I grew up. And Alex is like, yeah, well,
I don't know.
You're all I need too. Don't worry about it. And we clearly know this is going to be an issue.
It's going to be an issue. They wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
I mean, as much as Maggie says she doesn't think it has anything to do with her
past.
Her past, it does.
Even the slightest sense, it does. It's gonna be lingering there.
Well, I think what it really is Maggie doesn't want her kid to feel the way she felt.
Exactly, and that has everything to do with her past.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I think it's going to come down to that. What I'm more curious about is why Maggie's mother didn't show up.
I think she's dead. I honestly think she's dead. Like she was around when they.
The father said she's busy. All that. I don't think he's lying.
No, well,
look at the father though. He's a guy.
He is, but I don't think he would lie about that. He's got no reason to. They have no connection.
If they are a traditional Hispanic family, the mothers are strong, but at the same time, they go with what their husbands say. If he says, "I'm going," you're staying home, she'd be like, "Okay." She might be. He's the one that drove her to her aunt's. He's the one that did this. He's the one that did that. Chances are, her mom gives zero craps about that.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's like, "No, you can't. No, because that's dishonoring our family." And she's just like, "Okay," kind of going with it.
Can you only imagine the earful that Kara would have gave him if she had been there? Kara would have laid into him.
Yeah.
Kara would have took him to Mars and left him there.
I could only imagine his stance on aliens, let alone, let alone a lesbian relationship.
I mean, he already stand it, and he already kind of, when he yelled at it, they want to build a wall to keep us out because they all think we are as thieves and rapists and stuff.
This is Earth 38. This is not Earth 1, right? So, what is up with this building the wall thing? Because last I saw, Trump wasn't president on this Earth.
No, I know. I did question that too when that line was said right then and there. I'm like, but the president is a alien and she's a female, and
well, he might have ran, but he lost against her.
Maybe, I don't know. It was just a weird throwaway line, whatever. But I know they're trying to make it relevant into current events and stuff like that. But at the same time, we have an established president, and that doesn't make sense unless somebody other than the president is trying to push this movement, which I guess that could make sense. But
definitely,
it might just. I mean, like you said, they just want to make it relevant to social event, or our current social events here on our Earth. As viewers, just so that people can relate to it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because, there are people who are like, and they're with and against, and, there are a whole variety of people watch the show. So in order to bring in, someone's going to go to their friend and say, guess what happened on Supergirl? Guess what they said? And then that person's going to be like, huh. Maybe I should be watching this. Maybe this is something I'm interested in because they're bringing in the real world into this made-up fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. And then it's just like, Kara and John, they get to miss the bridal shower. Lucky them.
John would have laid into him too.
Yeah, but John, explains the situation that he got a telepathic distress signal from Megan, and he's going to Mars, and Kara's like, you're not going alone. He's like, no, I need you and Alex to run the DEO, I'm gone. Which is really funny, because Alex didn't do a damn thing with the DEO while he was gone. So it's like, okay, so Kara left her obligations to run the DEO, and Alex is busy with her bridal shower, so I understand that. But
they couldn't even, Wynn was there, so he couldn't even, took point or anything.
Yeah. I'm sure they have other people, to fill in, but still.
I do like when her dad came into the bridal shower and he met Alex without even knowing who he was. And he kind of liked her. He was just like, oh,
thanks.
okay.
Nice.
He was like, and then she was like, and then as soon as he found out he was just like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he was impressed that she's an FBI agent.
Federal agent.
Or federal agent, yeah.
Yeah, federal. Well,
He was impressed because he was a sheriff where he worked his way up. So
well, it's nice to know that he kept up on Maggie, anyways.
Yeah.
And from what the phone call her aunt does tell him, so she might be close with. I don't understand why her aunt was there because it seems like she's close with her aunt because she's like, oh, Tia told you, and that's aunt, and because she was telling him I'm a cop and stuff, and it's like she seems to be close with her aunt, so why wasn't her aunt there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe they didn't think that far in advance. They should have. They should have had the aunt there, and then the dad show up. The aunt be like, "Listen here," right?
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised she wasn't there. Myself, the way Maggie, had been talking her up. But meanwhile, while the bridal show is going on, Kara and John Jones do leave to go to Mars. They get into John Jones's ship, which is a 1950s car.
Convertible of some sort.
It kind of looks like a 55 Chevy.
Yeah.
And he explains, not only do we shift, but our technology shifts too. And I was just like, okay.
Well, he picked an awesome car.
Super judgmental of this fucking ship. She's like, what? It doesn't even
Watch
have
the
seatbelts.
leather.
Watch the leather. I know, I love that. She sat down. She was like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Kara, come on.
She was such a millennial in that the respect of the car. That's what's so funny. Because I mean, granted, a lot of people don't. They want the nice fast cars that we have now. And me personally, my dream car is a '57 Chevy Bel Air convertible.
There you go.
Black and red interior and exterior. So I have it all picked out. If I ever got money, that's what I would get. But so my dad was a car guy, so I appreciate the old cars. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that's a beautiful car. They don't make cars like that anymore. They don't make cars that have that beauty.
I want a functioning vehicle that can get me from point A to point B.
Well, yeah, when you don't have the money, that's all you care.
Even if I had the money, I don't want no fucking Mustang or whatever.
But is point A to point B Mars?
Could be.
But upon landing, they do meet the White Martian resistance. And we learn that John isn't the only Green Martian. Apparently, there's one other one. Daddy Jones.
Hello, Daddy.
Daddy Jones.
That one White Martian I wanted to hurt. Though. I was like, you are a douchebag, dude.
I mean, in the end, he did the smart thing, but I mean, he was a douchebag and still probably is. So it's like whatever.
Okay, he threw a bag on across the room. Fuck you, dude. That's all I have to say about that one.
Yeah. But here we find out that John Jones' father is the prime minister of the Green Martians. They kept him alive for religious reasons. Not only that, but the fabled staff of Kal-El, this psychic weapon that the White Martians were trying to use to gain control, more control. They were trying to find out where it was. The Resistance is trying to convince John's father to let them know where it is so they could get the staff to keep it out of their hands. But, John's father is just not taking it.
He's not having it.
No.
He was just like, yo, White Martian. I mean, he was so closed-minded. He's closed his mind for so long so the White Martians couldn't get in that he couldn't even feel his own son. Mm-hmm. Because if he would have opened his mind a little bit like when he did when finally Kara said something to him, he realized that was his son.
Well, he's like, my son never would have fled, and...
Well, the things happen and sometimes you just got to.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't flee, he would be dead. So, be glad that he fled. He
is.
So, well, now he is.
Yeah, now he is.
I don't know. It was crazy. And eventually he did help them, but it was only after John brought him back to their home, and still he got furious at that. But like Rachel said, it wasn't until Kara talked him down, and had him open his mind, and then we find out that John's favorite memory that he has is when his father got out of work early to come visit him and John's two daughters on his birthday. And that's what literally wore his father down. That's what got him to like 100% believe this is his son, everything. He agrees, he helps them, the location of the staff. But the White Martians, the evil ones, are already on it. They're already got the staff. So the Resistance makes this plan to come in. And here comes Kara driving the car through the cave, blasting Britney Spears' "Hit Me Baby One More Time."
I almost vomited in my mouth.
Why? It was fantastic.
Because it was so incredibly cheesy.
That's the whole point of it.
The only thing that would have been better is if she came blasting through a wall to Miley Cyrus's "Wrecking Ball." That's the only thing that would have been better.
See, I like cheesy, but that was like Velveeta cheese for me. Like, I can't handle that shit.
I love some
Velveeta.
I have to be in the
that
mood
makes
for
me
it.
sick.
Velveeta cheese with Rotel and tortilla chips.
I really have to be in the mood for Velveeta, but yeah.
Well, we also kind of learned that even John Jones's dad knows about Kryptons, because she's like.
I feel like that's because he kind of read her. I saw a bit of like he got the word Krypton from her mind, that she was Kryptonian from her mind.
I think they knew about the other planets and stuff like that. And he's like, "You're a Krypton."
You're Kryptonian.
She's like, "Then you're Kryptonian." So they might have known. I mean, he was an elder, so I'm guessing that he probably knew. I'm pretty sure they weren't like only knew just anything about Mars, and everything else they didn't know about. So I'm pretty sure they knew. I was like, okay, so they know about other planets, which is kind of cool, because I mean, because they're aliens. They've gone to other planets probably.
Yeah. But we see the staff at work. It is empowering the White Martians to the point where Kara is about to lose the battle. She's not doing too good, and John Jones jumps in his ship, blasts them away, saves the day, and then Kara gives the staff to the Resistance, and I'm like, this could...
She used the staff too.
Yeah, but I was like, this could go really bad or really good for them. It could go one of two ways. And because this is a TV show, and because we have to have conflict at some point, I was like, this is gonna end up going really bad. But then...
Well, she gave it to douchebag.
Yeah. And but that's what changed. That's what, like, warmed him up to them. And he was like, you know what? John, you take it. Bring it back to Earth. Hide it there. It's too powerful for us to have. If it gets back into their hands, I want to do this, as us. If we're going to do this, we have to do this the right way. Mm-hmm. So, as much as I appreciate the gesture, now this staff is on Earth. That's going to cause more problems.
When she was fighting with the staff, and she was done disintegrating all those bad White Martians, also she punched a Martian not knowing it was the Resistant. That whole scene was really interesting. But anyways, after she was done dealing with the Martians with the staff, I wanted her to, even though it's a religious item, snap it, smash the crystal, and just
I thought they
destroy
were
it.
going to. I thought they were going to destroy it.
Heat blast it with their eyes.
Just get rid of it. But no, it does. Now it's on Earth, and White Martians are going to come to Earth. Like, why? Why
I don't
did you
know.
do
I
this?
feel like this is going to play a major part in the crossover.
It might be.
Yes.
This might be what opens up Earth X. So
maybe Grodd gets the staff.
Oh, that would be cool.
I'm liking that. Looking forward to that now.
Yep. But in the end, John's father comes back home with him. And
I'm so happy about that.
What's great about that is he lands in like the dumpiest part of town, and he's just like, I'd rather like it here. And I'm like,
picks up a piece of grass, and he's like holding it like it was the like.
I don't know. I have a feeling
so cute.
okay, I have a feeling there's going to be some bad things happening because his dad doesn't know that he's not a head guy there, and he's there. Yeah, shit's going to go down. I have a feeling.
I think he's going to have a problem because he's a very religious man because he is the prime minister. He's dedicated everything to his god on Mars, and there's many different religions on Earth. How is he going to handle that? There's not just one god, there are many.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's going to be some trouble. I just have that feeling.
He also he's like a naive child coming to this new planet. Everything is new to him. The technology they have.
He likes this dumpy part of town. Can you imagine, like, if he sees something equivalent to Niagara Falls or the Grand Canyon?
Oh my lord!
You know,
I love the fact they asked, can all humans do that as cars flying away? No,
like no. She's not. He said, can everyone here on Earth do that? He didn't say humans. He he just generalized Earth, and it's like no. She's special because
Yeah.
Well, her cousin can do it too. So.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't know
say
about
she
him.
was the only one though. He just said she was special.
Yeah, he just said no. Not all of them can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like this episode a lot. I think this was a really good episode. This is not what I was expecting from this episode at all. Because when we were talking about the baby shower and everything, I was like, oh god, here we go. But no, I actually...
Wedding shower, not baby shower.
Or wedding shower, yeah. Sorry.
We went a little fast there. They haven't really discussed that part.
Oh.
They have, but they haven't.
I don't know. I think that's going to cause major rift between those two, and the wedding.
Oh yeah,
the wedding is canceled.
Yeah.
Something.
Can't have people
because
happy.
Alex has the worst luck with relationships. That's why.
Honestly, I know Maggie was just like, "You're all I need." Blah blah blah. That's all good and everything. That's my cat. It's all good and everything, but you know what? You're cutting your nose up to spite your face, kind of thing. You never know down the line that you might actually want kids, or you might be like, you know what? I changed my mind. You can change your mind, but to say right off the bat, I don't want kids is kind of like saying, nope, I don't want blue in my house ever, or something. You can't just say.
Part of it though is also Alex not being forward enough with her. She's still holding back.
Definitely. She needs to be like, well, they need to talk about it. They really need to in-depth talk about saying, okay, I understand, you don't want kids right now, or you say you don't want kids ever. That's fine. But let's talk about it in 5 years or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, let's come back in a couple years and talk about it.
I am going to say this, that Maggie and Alex is probably the healthiest couple in all of the DC shows that we're watching right now.
Right?
They're not perfect healthy, but they're better than a lot of the other couples. Well, wait. No, I feel like they're one of the stronger couples out of the DC shows. We're frozen.
And they just need to, they could be like, okay, we're going to get married. We understand. We come to an agreement that right now we're not going to have kids. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Okay. In 2 years, we'll bring this up again. Or in today, we'll bring this up again. We'll discuss it, see how our feelings change or something like that. Because they do love each other and they do care about each other. That shouldn't stop them from getting married. This one issue. I've known people that have said they never want to have kids. They never want to have kids. And now they have kids.
Yeah.
And they can't imagine their life without their kids.
That was me at one point.
Yeah. So people, it's like you grow with, the more you, like when you're with someone, you grow with them and then you realize, you know what? Adding won't take my love away from them. It just add to it.
Mm-hmm.
You grow with it. And then you realize, like Maggie's probably going to realize later, yes, all this crap was because of my past with my parents. The reason why I don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
So I think that if they actually sat down and talked, which they probably won't, because drama, they would figure it out.
Yeah.
I know, stop me from being rational. I was going to say what's going on. When I'm the right reasonable voice here, that's really kind of
Oh
creepy.
no, this is experience. It is real life experience coming out in like tenfold. Not even just like me too. I mentioned a few things that is logical and from experience because living lives and whatever. But
Yeah, I mean,
it makes sense.
even my husband and I weren't sure if we were going to, but then we did, and we even discussed, years after, should we have another one? When she got around 6 years old, we're like, nope, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good with one.
Yep. Unfortunately, my computer is crapping out at the moment, so I don't know how much of this is actually recording, if we're still live. I don't know any of the details of this at the moment, so I'm just going to try to wrap this up best I can. The whole computer is frozen at the moment, but I'm pulling up the synopsis on my phone. So the synopsis for next week, the episode is called The Faithful. Kara investigates a secretive new group whose leader, Thomas Coville, has a mysterious connection to Supergirl. Meanwhile, Samantha feels like she's letting Ruby down, and John confesses an old secret. So, should be interesting.
Very interesting.
Yep.
Ooh, excuse me.
So, yeah, I would do an outro and music and all that, but unfortunately I can't do anything on my computer at the moment. So,
start singing.
Nikki, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVenom24.
Excellent. Rachel, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 and on Twitch at VikingWitch.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. And you can find us all...
Phenomenon, do. Gotta sing. Yes.
And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, Twitter, MySpace, right here on YouTube, and coming soon to Twitch. Oh, looks like we're moving again. Coming soon to Twitch at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Until next time. See you guys later.
Bye.
When we're less frozen. Let it go. Let it go.